Hey Cowboys Nation, let's go for another round of news from America's team. Watch until the end so you don't miss any news and sign up to stay tuned for everything that comes out about the Cowboys.
Dak Prescott could become the Dallas Cowboys' all-time leading passer in 2024. People from the past would absolutely freak out at the statistics in today's day and age of football. Our time is structured so much differently than the past. Rules protect the quarterbacks in different ways, which lead to bigger numbers. Heck, there are even more games which provide more opportunities for numbers to increase. This is why it was so satisfying to see CeeDee Lamb set the Dallas Cowboys' single-season receiving record last year. In the team's 16th game, there is no asterisk or qualifier or anything that could exist to offer any kind of pushback on what was a remarkable campaign. Distinctions will be placed on things regardless of how you or I feel about them, so it kind of is what it is in that sense. All we can do is live in our current moment and operate off of the rules of engagement as they lie for everyone. That being said, Dak Prescott is in striking distance of something significant. Dak Prescott could become the Dallas Cowboys' all-time leading passer in 2024. Over the last 8 years, we have seen quarterback Dak Prescott improve in many ways and have different seasons of different varieties. He is coming off one of his best as he finished second in MVP voting. The lack of playoff success will always be the loudest voice in the room, though. Speaking about the statistics that Prescott has put up over his career, with an acknowledgement that this is not the end-all be-all in terms of evaluation, he has put himself in some elite territory from a passing perspective. As noted up top, Prescott, like his peers and the generation before him, has benefited from the adjustment in rules and regulations. Still, Prescott is in range of the franchise passing yards record. Odds are very high that Prescott will pass Aikman in this measurement in 2024. Considering he only needs 3,484 yards to do so, it is conceivable that Prescott could also pass Romo in 2024 to become the franchise's all-time leader in passing yards. He needs 4,724 yards to get it done. Prescott has entered a contract year twice with the Cowboys, 2019 and 2020, and unfortunately only finished one of those kind of seasons. When he did, though, he put up a total passing number that would be enough to get him the record here in 2024. Whether or not you believe the contract year situation is any sort of incentive is up to you, but he is currently set to do so again. Cowboys predicted to land potential superstar QB as Dak's replacement. The Dallas Cowboys could be in the market for a new quarterback in 2025 if Dak Prescott does not sign a contract extension. Pro Football Network's Ian Cummings' latest 2025 NFL mock draft has Colorado Buffalo's star quarterback Shedeur Sanders falling to the Cowboys at number 24. There's a reasonable outcome where Dak Prescott isn't the Cowboys' QB in 2025, Cummings wrote in a May 25, 2024 story, Ian Cummings' 2025 NFL mock draft. Shedeur Sanders joins the Cowboys. Luther Burden 3 bands together with Bryce Young. Dallas could opt to roll with Trey Lance, but there could also be an opportunity to reset with a quarterback from the 2025 class. Shedeur Sanders, son of franchise star Deion Sanders, is an option. Heading into the year, Sanders grades out as a fringe top 100 prospect on my board, but he has the arm talent and accuracy to rise. Pocket management must be a major point of emphasis moving forward, but if he can clean that up, he can be a capable distributor. Cowboys owner Jerry Jones labeled Colorado QB Shedeur Sanders as the potential number 1 pick in the 2024 NFL Draft. Jerry Jones, Cowboys owner, met up with Shedeur Sanders before the Cowboys game yesterday. Shedeur very easily could be the top pick in the NFL Draft. Sanders hasn't come out with an official decision on the 2024 NFL Draft just yet. This would be both good and bad news for Dallas. The obvious news is that unless the Cowboys pull a move like the Atlanta Falcons, this selection means that the team and Prescott have moved on from each other after the 2024 season. Yet Sanders dropping to number 24 would be a massive get for Dallas. Barring a complete collapse in 2024, fans should be skeptical of Sanders lasting outside the top 10 picks. Sanders is among the early favorites to be the number 1 pick in the 2025 NFL Draft. The quarterback has obvious connections to the franchise as the son of Cowboys legend Deion "Coach Prime" Sanders. Owner Jerry Jones gushed over the quarterback as he and Coach Prime attended the Cowboys-Seahawks game on November 30th, 2023. Very easily could be the top pick in the 2024 draft, Jones told the Sanders duo while attending the game at AT&T Stadium. Shedeur Sanders is among the favorites to be the number 1 pick in the 2025 NFL Draft. Colorado is hoping the offensive line can provide better protection for Sanders in 2024. Despite withstanding an immense amount of punishment, Sanders put up impressive numbers last season. Sanders threw for 3,230 yards, 27 touchdowns, and 3 interceptions, while completing 69.3% of his passes in 11 appearances during the 2023 season. The quarterback also added 4 rushing touchdowns last season. ESPN's Field Yates believes Sanders is the early favorite to be the number 1 pick in 2025. The 3 who have my attention based off 2023 film study are Sanders, Georgia quarterback Carson Beck, and Texas signal caller Quinn Ewers. In that order for me, Yates wrote in May 2nd story titled 2025 NFL Draft. Top prospects, QBs to know, sleeper picks. I actually think Sanders feels like the early leader to be the first pick in the draft, as his elite pocket passing is beyond impressive. In his first season at Colorado, Sanders completed 298 passes for 3,230 yards and 27 touchdowns. How he can carve up a defense when given time and space is legit. Dak Prescott on future with Cowboys. I have a lot of decision in this too. Much has been made about the Cowboys potentially dragging their feet to re-sign Prescott to a contract extension. With other quarterbacks like Jared Goff inking new deals, the price for Prescott is only rising. Yet Prescott also indicated that he has input in the decision to sign or not agree to a new deal. The understanding that at this point, I have a lot of decision in this too, Prescott told reporters on May 23rd. I have a lot of say-so too. It's about understanding business is business, and for me, as I said, it's controlling what I can, and that's making sure I'm the best player that I can be right now. Cowboys news. Jalen Tolbert is doing what he can to lock down WR3 on roster. The Cowboys need a reliable WR3. Jalen Tolbert is trying to make that happen. Dak Prescott and CeeDee Lamb have become one of the NFL's best quarterback-wide receiver combinations. Lamb led the NFL in 2023 with 135 receptions, had a Dallas Cowboys record of 1,749 yards, and added 12 touchdowns. But as the voluntary offseason has gone along, Lamb has stayed away, waiting for a contract extension that would make one of the NFL's best receivers one of its highest paid as well. Not that Prescott and Lamb haven't gotten some work in away from the star. He's ready to go, Prescott said. He looks like CeeDee Lamb. Lamb's absence has opened up opportunities for the Cowboys' young wide receivers, such as Jalen Tolbert, their third-round pick in 2022. After releasing Michael Gallup earlier in the offseason and not addressing the position yet with a known commodity in free agency or early in the draft, Tolbert has the chance to take the number 3 role behind Lamb and Brandon Cooks. That's my goal, to go out and prove to myself I am who I say I am, Tolbert said. Obviously, you hear that all the time, but just go out there and chase greatness. I have 2 guys who ride along with me in CeeDee and B. Cooks, and I'm looking forward to following in their footsteps and doing what I can to create value on this team. Fantasy alert. Cowboys Jalen Tolbert hyped by Brandon Cooks. He's ready to go, Adam Wells, Bleacher Report. Brandon Cooks thinks Tolbert is on his way to a great season. The already loaded offensive depth chart for the Dallas Cowboys could have another weapon in 2024 if fantasy managers are looking for a deep sleeper to keep an eye on. Speaking to reporters from Cowboys OTAs this week, Brandon Cooks likes what he has seen from Jalen Tolbert going into his 3rd season. He's ready to go, Cooks said of his teammate. Whatever the expectation is for him out there, I'm telling you he's going to crush it. He's ready. There is an opening at the number 3 receiver spot in Dallas this season. Michael Gallup was released by the team in March after 2 disappointing seasons coming off a torn ACL in 2021. Tolbert, a 3rd-round draft pick in 2022, should see the field more because Gallup is no longer on the roster. He played fewer than 50% of the offensive snaps in 15 of 17 games last year.